In this video, I'm going to go over how to add text, and I will also go over how to import a custom catalog to IronCAD. So to start off with, to import a custom catalog to IronCAD, what I did was created a file. I uploaded it to my Google Classroom to share with my students. So I'll go to open that up. If I go to my classroom here, you can see this is basically a logo of our school mascot or our middle school logo. So we'll download this. So once the students download it, they'll save it. They'll press save. You'll see I've already done it, but it'll go into their downloads folder. Just make sure you note where it is downloading, because you'll need to find this location in just a bit. So save. And once you're done downloading it, you'll come to the Common tab and you will select Open. And this is where you'll need to browse for that downloads folder. And then you'll find your Kim's logo and you'll click on Open. Now I've already done it, so I'm not going to actually click Open. I'm just going to close. But here's what it will look like once you've done it. I'm going to go to my front and I'm going to pull my Kim's logo on and drop it right on this green dot right here. And I will need to orbit or rotate it into position using the triball tool. So I'm going to select the triball positioning tool. I'm going to click on this dot right here. I'm going to position my mouse inside of the circle, and I'm just going to rotate up, drag up, left click and drag up. I'm going to enter 90 degrees and press enter. And then you can move this up. I can also move it over just a little bit. And it looks like it's on there, except as I orbit it now, I can see that my C is actually a little bit low. So I would move it up right to there. And I will turn my triball tool off. And now to give this an engraved effect, because right now, if you look, you'll see it's actually sitting on top of the surface. And I want this to be engraved into the surface. So what I'm going to do is come to the, you know what, before I do that, let me show you how to add the text real quick. So to add text, you go to annotation, you click on text here, and then select the surface you want the text to appear on. I'm just going to put in 10 and 1. 10 for the height, 1 for the depth, and I'm going to go next. Don't change anything on this screen. I'm going to click on next and then put back and select finish. And now this is where you would put maybe first name, last name, and you can drag this box a little bigger, and you can put your middle school here, and you can, put anything else you would like. I'm going to highlight this and center justify it. And now I'm going to click in the blue space so it appears onto my cell phone holder. I'm going to select my text over here, and I'm just going to expand that box so that it all fits. And I'm going to click on my triball positioning tool with my text selected. and I'm going to click on this push pin. I'm going to position my mouse inside of the circle. I'm going to left click and drag down and let go. And then I will enter 90 degrees. And you can see you can position it, left to right so that it's centered. I can pull it down just a little bit. Turn the triball off. Now we need to make this text a solid part. So we're going to go to Tools, Operations. We're going to select Convert to Solid and click OK. And we click OK. Looks like we lost the positioning of the text. You notice it's here in the back. So what we need to do is we need to move it to the front. I like to go to Assembly to do this, and Positioning Constraints, and I make sure Mate is selected here. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to select the back side of the letters. You just have to click one. That's one left click. Now I'm going to orbit to the front of my part, and I'm going to left click on the front of my part. I'm going to click the check mark, and now my letters are mated to the front surface. You can see I need to move them up a little bit. But before I do that, I'm also going to be sinking them into the surface of the cell phone holder, and I can't do that right now because I just mated with a constraint. So it's constrained to only be mated to the surface, so I need to unlock that. So I'm going to just right click here and uncheck the lock button. And now I can move it below the surface. So I'm going to select my text. I am going to click on my triball tool. I want to move it up a little bit and maybe over just a hair. Looks good. Now I will orbit, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better here. I'm going to grab this push pin and just push it down. And I want to put in, I left click, push it down, let go of the left click, and I enter 0.5 millimeters. And that should have, let me hit Control Z. I'm not sure why it went in so far. Left click, drag it down, 0.5, enter. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to turn my triball tool off. I'm going to select my Kim's logo. I'm going to turn my triball tool on, and I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to push this down into the surface, 0.5, and I just click here or press enter. Turn my triball tool off. Okay, now they're both sunk into the surface. I'm going to go to front. I'll do a fit scene. I'm going to go to feature. I'm going to select Boolean. You know what? Close out of that. Before you select Boolean, turn on your or select your cell phone holder itself so it's blue. And on your cell phone holder, you're going to, with the cell phone holder selected, click on Boolean. Then change to subtraction. Click on the Kim's logo. You can see it pop up here. You don't have to do it in this order. You could also select your text first. But so I'm going to select the letter. So I zoomed in far enough so you can see I'm selecting that letter. Now you can see my Kim's logo and my text. I'm going to click on the check mark. I'm going to select OK to this message. And it's going to delete all of the material. And there you have the engraved items. So you can see our letters are engraved, our logo is engraved, and our cell phone holder is ready to